The Tears of the Kingdom Kotaku situation has gotten even worse because it's delved into the territory to where some are seeing it as threatening or potential violence. Now, I'm not taking it that far, but I can understand why some people are seeing that Kotaku, or at least some of their staff, is trying to incite that or could be inferring that with the latest developments that have went down on Twitter. But before we get into all of the nitty gritty with this here, guys, I do want to say that we do have a Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch OLED giveaway going down right now on the channel. The post is up. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel here. If you're someone new, if you're already subscribed, good, you're in. Hit the like button here and make sure you check out the link in the description. There will be a post. You can go vote on your favorite Legend of Zelda game of all time. Write a comment there why. I will be looking through those comments and reading them. There's already a lot of entries, and if you write there, you will have a opportunity, a chance to win the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom OLED. So it's going to be pretty cool. Plus, I have a lot more giveaways going down here with Legend of Zelda, so look out for that. You're going to want to stay subscribed and hit the notification bell as well. Let's just first recap the situation if you don't know what's going on. Back on April 26th, there was a senior editor at Kotaku. He was complaining that Nintendo did not invite Kotaku to New York to play The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom to their millions of readers because they are blacklisted. And he essentially stated that it's coercive and it's unprofessional and it's manipulating, that they would not allow Kotaku access or early access or coverage of their games because they are blacklisted at this point. So whether you agree or disagree, you're going to have people that are saying if you defend Nintendo or say that it's okay, corporate bootlicking. If you have people saying that, oh, well, you defend Kotaku, then you're stupid or you're silly because Kotaku's the worst website. So personally, for me, I'm looking at it from the outside looking in because they're both corporations at the end of the day. They both have multi-millions. Now, obviously, Nintendo's much, much bigger, but Kotaku is also a corporation that pulls in millions of dollars, or they're owned by someone that does that. So it's really no different in that sense. So we're throwing all that Twitter argument out of the door, or all that YouTube comment section stuff. This is not about that, guys. Let's just focus in. All right, let's talk about it for real here, because the situation with this is getting to the point to where it's kind of crazy. Now, that happened on April 26th. Now, the blacklisting, which wasn't stated by Kotaku because they didn't actually say anything in particular why they are blacklisted, is because that they advocated for people to go out there and emulate and download copies of Metroid Dread, like the day it came out or the day after. There was an article saying it's already running great on emulators, and the way that the article was written, I'm not sure if it's still up, I'll definitely double check. I'm pretty sure you can go on the Wayback Machine, but the way that the article was written, from what I remember, it seemed like the person was encouraging people to do so and kind of telling them exactly how to, not just saying, hey, people have put it up on emulators, seems like it's running okay, whatever the case is, right? End of story. Not just reporting on that, but it seemed to be like egging people on. And I think that's what initially caught the blacklisting from them. Now, there's been other things as well. With Super Smash Brothers, they misheard a lyric with Persona 5 with the Joker DLC, and instead of actually reaching out and confirming with Nintendo or reaching out to someone else, because nobody else wrote an article about this, about some type of disability slur. This is never a thing. Nobody else talked about this. Nobody else caught this. And Persona has award-winning music. People listen to the music all the time. It's not anything that's new. It's been around for a very long time at this point. And they decided to go through with that article, and it was a big debacle there. They misheard the lyric, ended up getting that article taken down. Those are the things that I think led to the blacklisting. Nintendo of America just was like, we've had enough. So now we fast forward to this point. We have another senior editor at Kotaku who just stated on Twitter this. His name is Luke Plunkett, and he says, for the record, this is how I feel about publisher blacklisting. And what he has here, it looks like a Nazi Germany bomber fighter pilot. It's got the symbols there, right? Nazi Germany. It's got the Japanese flags there as well, in terms of the union that they had during World War II, from what I understand. Now, if somebody can correct me a bit more on this picture, be more than happy to delve into it more in a live stream or something else. But it looks like, right? That this person is trying to incite something a bit more, like it's militaristic or it's a dictatorship in terms of them not getting preview access to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Nintendo's other games. That to me just seems absolutely insane to make the connection between those two. The fact that you would put up this picture and say, this is how I feel, and then use that type of picture, considering the atrocities, considering the situation that happened in World War II, not only is that destructive in terms of just being toxic, but it's incredibly insensitive to everybody that potentially went through that situation, right? That has family members, people that lost their lives, whatever the case is. You're comparing video games to actual blood, sweat, and tears, crimes, things that were committed in the wartime. He later went on to kind of double down on that. It seems like he did erase the picture, so I think he deleted the picture from his Twitter, at least the original picture. But what he did is that he actually doubled down on it later. He stated on Twitter, he said, had so many run-ins with psychotic Xbox fans lately that it was almost a refreshing change to wake up to psychotic Nintendo fans this morning instead. So he kind of doubled down on that, and then he put a screenshot of his original tweet, and I don't see that original tweet. It seems like he did take down that original tweet, but then decided to double down on that tweet by linking a picture and saying, well, here it is. Well, why did you delete the tweet in the first place if you were just going to kind of double down? He says the absolute state of this website, because somebody else quote tweeted him and then also had a problem with what he had to say. And this person, once again, that's why I said it's dangerous when you do stuff like this, because this person on Twitter is actually thinking that he's trying to incite violence against Nintendo because of what happened in World War II, because of Pearl Harbor, because of all the atrocities, because of all of that. Now, once again, I'm not sure if Luke was 100% trying to do that or not, but you can give the impression that you are. You can give the impression that you are trying to do that. That's why you probably shouldn't do anything like this. This is like journalism 101, especially in gaming. You should absolutely, but then again, Kotaku, they don't know anything about journalism 101, but you should absolutely not do anything like this. Try to relate it to real life atrocities like this in this type of way about publisher blacklistings. Now, here's the thing. We know that he's talking about Nintendo, right? We know that he's talking about Nintendo, but it seems like Kotaku is also blacklisted by other publications. I had some people DM me and reach out to me and say, hey, OJ, well, you know, I saw your tweet on Kotaku in terms of what they had to say, but Nintendo, they're blacklisting lots of people. And I'm thinking to myself, like, most of the press when it comes to Nintendo's games, they get early copies. I've seen websites that literally don't get any traffic at all. You know, they get copies. Most of the major websites, IGN, GameSpot, all of them, they're not blacklisted. We have tons of reviews beforehand when it comes to Nintendo's games, whether it's Xenoblade or Splatoon or it's whatever, right? Now, not everybody gets invited to every single media event, but most of the big websites and also mid-sized websites, if they qualify, they will get their review codes. So we have plenty of reviews beforehand. Fire Emblem Engage had plenty of reviews. Pretty much all their games. Bayonetta Origins had reviews. All their games will get reviews beforehand. It's not like they're blacklisting everybody. I know there's been some run-ins here and there with some content creators and stuff like that, and there's probably some stuff going on. But at the end of the day, most of the publications out there are getting their review copies because they're not acting like Kotaku. Kotaku and their writers seem to not want to accept any type of responsibility for their writing or for what they say. It seems like to me, and I talked about this on my live stream, but it seems like to me that these people, these writers at Kotaku, grew up to where in their household or whoever was taking care of them, they can do what they want. They can say what they want. They can do what they want. And they feel that there shouldn't be any consequences for their actions. They feel that they can say and do whatever they want, and they should still get access to what they want because they're important. And no, that's not how life is. This is not defending Nintendo. This is not anything like that, because I already know that's what some people like to rush to do there because they don't want to critically think. It's not about that. You cannot say and do whatever you want against any other entity, whether it be a person, individual, or corporation, a small business, whatever the case is. You cannot say and do whatever you want and expect to get something from them because you think that you're important or you're big. Nobody's bigger than anybody else in this case, all right? You're not bigger than anybody else, Kotaku. You're not better than anybody else, and you're not entitled to get pre-coverage access of games. Not just Nintendo's games, but any other publisher that blacklists you, okay? You are not entitled to get that. So I don't know why your writers are acting like they are. What you guys need to do is take responsibility for your actions. Apologize for the issues that came about, because you're essentially, with this post right here, with stuff like this, you're blacklisting yourself from getting coverage from other places. You don't think other publishers are seeing what you're saying and saying, do we really want Kotaku writers to get our stuff pre-access? Like, is this what they think about certain things? You're digging an unsurmountable hole at this point, and it's being dug so deep that you're essentially getting everybody clowning on you, everybody talking about you and about how bad this take is. And even people who have had their own run-ins with Nintendo or own run-ins with whatever, having videos taken down or whatever the case is, are not defending you. There's some people that have crazy mindsets that might defend Kotaku on this one, but this is not it, Chief. This is not what it's about. Especially this type of comparison. It's video games. It's early access. Nobody's stopping Kotaku from going out there using their $10 million plus budget. At least that's what it says that their site generates. $10 million plus budget, and buying one copy of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on launch day. Or if you want, you can actually do it. There's region free. You can do it through the New Zealand, Australia eShop and get it a bit earlier. Nobody's stopping you from purchasing that and reviewing the game for your audience and previewing it then. Doing all these things like leaking it beforehand, right? Because they put up that article where they leaked it, doing stuff like this. What does this get you? Where does it go? It only leads for, once again, people making videos clowning you all day. Not just myself, but many other people making videos clowning you. And then also other publishers looking at you and saying, this website's lost it. Like, this website over the years, it's just not worth it. So to me, this was quite possibly the biggest L I've seen from a gaming website in quite some time, because it crosses over from just video games to something else. When you do these type of comparisons, it crosses over from that to just something that you probably shouldn't have went in the realm of. And many people disagreed, which is exactly the reason why you deleted that tweet at first, but then doubled down later afterwards when you knew it wouldn't get as much traction. Kotaku writer for you guys, right? But anyway, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button. Of course, subscribe if you're someone new. And if you want to support the channel even a bit more, you can become a member where you get exclusive access to our Discord, emotes as well for live streams, and some other extra benefits. So I do appreciate anybody who does support the channel, whether you're watching, hitting the like button, whatever the case is. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace.